All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me for another Spin That Shit podcast. Got a great guest of, a group of guys that came through the shop. The Hill Figs are with us. They kind of hooked me up with their latest record, Lost Love and Home. Bunch of songs written by Tyler Hood. And these guys get down. I really like what they're doing right now. They're making a lot of noise. So we're going to talk about them, new music, their touring, kind of where they're heading next, and the writing process and all that. So it caught me right after work, so we did it right there in the shop. So the in-person interviews are great. You know, I really enjoy it, and definitely had to play some music while we were there, so that was even better. So definitely check out their record and follow them on all social media, all that good stuff. So the Hill Figs. Before we do that, I do want to say thanks to everyone for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Trying to grow this thing, and it's slowly climbing the mountain. And so I couldn't be happier, thankful. We do have a new Patreon account. Finally getting out there and setting that up. So there's three options there to help us grow this thing. All the money is basically going to cover expenses, just basically the expense of having this show, you know, hosting on websites and travel or whatever, gear, new microphones, lighting, whatever it takes to keep this thing going. So if you can check that out, search us, it's Spin That Shit podcast. You can find us. And there's three options there. And one's just basically a tip, just throwing a tip out there to help out. And the other two are a little more involved. The biggest tier, the top dog tier, is going to be real unique. Basically, you're going to get all these episodes, no ads. You're going to get them ahead of time before the general public. That's automatically given. Then within that, we're going to be just giving away a bunch of free stuff randomly, whether it be an album from an artist that we have on the show, or I have a big event coming up. I'm going to give some free tickets away. Might have a 4th of July private party here in town. So if it's someone local, like I would only invite those Patreon supporters because it'd be limited, you know, as far as seating and that sort of thing. But we'll see. It's just throwing out ideas there and let you know kind of that's something we're definitely diving into. So yeah, I think that covers it. I'm kind of done rambling here. Let's go talk to Tyler and the Hill Figs. All right, we're rolling whenever you guys want.
What's up, everybody? We're the Hill Figs. We're here at Hoosier Trapper Supply. We're going to play a song called Better Days. Better Stories. Better Stories.
All
right.
2, 1, 2.
All right.
You didn't give us-
We're here. The Hill Figs are with me today. We're at Hoosier Trappers Supply. I just got off work, and what a great way to spend the evening. To kill some time and hang out with these guys. Want to hear their story, and then we're gonna play some tunes at the end of all this, which is great because podcast is a lot of yapping and not enough strumming. So if you would introduce yourselves, we got Tyler Hood here.
Yeah.
On down.
I'm Tyler. I'm the singer, songwriter of the group.
I'm Collie Crawford, Tyler's buddy. I sometimes play guitar and manage the band.
I'm Jordan Keffer, bass player, part of the rhythm section.
I'm Adam Sims. I'm the drummer. I sing backup vocals, and I'm part of the rhythm section.
Crop that out.
You guys had too much fun, I'm sure. It's always business. So, tell me how you guys formed. Let's hear the beginning stories of it all. How you started this whole thing.
In 2018, I was working at a factory. I was working night shift. I got home one day and I downloaded the Craigslist ad. And saw on Craigslist that they have a musicians tab. I was just playing guitar by myself and with my cousin. Not doing anything super cool. And Collie put an ad on Craigslist looking for someone who was, around the same age, like-minded, like the same music.
That's awesome.
My mom begged me not to go meet him in Louisville, meet some crazy guy on Craigslist to go play guitar with him, but I did it
Stab
anyway.
you or something.
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Especially where I was living.
I was armed, he was armed, it was all cool.
Did you guys meet at a public place first to make sure?
No, this is his apartment.
I just told my girlfriend we were going to have a guy over to play guitar at her place. She didn't ask who he was or where he was coming from until 15 minutes before he got there. She
Did you tell the truth, or were you
I
I've known him for 15 years, don't worry about it?
I told the truth, but we figured out he was pretty harmless. I mean, at the end of the day, I invited Tyler to go get a beer with me, and Tyler was like, "Oh, I can't do that." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, whatever." And he's like, "No, I'm just not old enough." So my girlfriend took us to get ice cream.
But we played then, and then Collie was busy with school, so he didn't really hang out too much for a while. But then a year later, I was sending him some we started talking again. Sent him a few songs that I wrote, and so then we got together, started playing again. Then we started doing just duo stuff, just me and him playing on acoustic guitars, playing a few tiny shows and having a good time. Then we met Adam and Jordan at we were playing at a wedding, and they were playing with the other band that was there. But then when we were playing, they came up and started playing with us, and so then, okay, you guys want
Jump ship.
to do this more often?
Jump shit.
No, man, that's great. Man, how many bands form off it? I'm sure a lot of people hook up and get together and jam and stuff, but
People do weird stuff on Craigslist. But
Oh yeah, it's out there for sure. That's a great story.
Yeah.
So for me, you guys came on my radar at the times of Jim's on VHS, the contest deal.
Mhm.
That's when I first started hearing your music.
Yeah, we learned about the contest a year before. It was the first year they did it, but we were too late to enter into it. So then it's like, hey, I want to try that next year. So next year we had a good game plan ready to go. Whenever we could submit the submission for it, we had a good game plan.
Yeah.
It
What was
worked
that,
out.
2019?
2021.
2021?
Yeah, last year.
But I was thinking 19 is when you found it. So you learned about it in 20,
Yeah.
and 21 is when you won.
Worked out pretty nice.
Cool. We won't talk too much about the contest because I'm actually going to be talking to Anthony next week.
Cool.
So we'll probably talk a little bit about the contest and his recent travels around the world. So that'd be pretty cool.
I think he's going to stay a world traveler this year.
Yeah,
He's going
he's living it up for sure.
Yeah.
So the album that came out when?
This April.
This past April. So very new still. And I play it a lot here at work.
Yeah. Cool.
So I love it. You guys did a good job. Dan Emery, I love those guys at Black Master. He does a great job.
Oh, he's
too.
great. Yeah,
So-
Collie mastered the album though, or not mastered. He mixed it all. We did it all ourselves, except for the mastering. We sent it down to Dan.
Nice. Okay.
So
I
we
can
just-
tell you when I got Dan's masters back, I felt like I had been successful. So, but I would pin it to Dan. I mean, he cleaned that stuff up. It was really exciting hearing it back.
Yeah.
And I'm like
sure.
you, before he mastered it, I couldn't stand to listen to my own stuff, and after he mastered, I mean, I can listen to our album and actually enjoy it.
We
No.
recorded most of it in his living room.
That's, to me, I mean, that's the stuff I'm into, like the stripped down, do it yourself sort of attitude. The industry's too crazy, you know,
It's
and
pretty wild.
everybody wants a piece of this and that, and it's like there's enough available technology wise that guys can actually get out there and do
Oh,
this on your own
Mm-hmm.
with a little help, you know. So
You know,
that,
laptop's all you need.
yeah,
YouTube. You know.
YouTube for sure. I'm on YouTube, everybody. Gotta start somewhere. But I like the arrangement of songs. They all they're cohesive. They all work together well. I think the album flows through,
Mhm.
and but the songs are also very different from each other in their own ways.
Yeah, those were all written with like 3-year period, so they weren't all like together. So I didn't have the same mindset with all of them. You know,
Right.
when they're writing of them.
That's probably what helps really break it up in its own way, each song.
I wouldn't say the song content is immature, but the Hill Figs were immature. You know, we were new, we were putting it together. I sort of like that through the album. You can hear all these different forms of what the Hill Figs were going to be, or what we thought they were going to be at different times.
Yeah.
Angel on the Line is just Tyler and a guitar. I mean, I thought for a while that the whole album would be Tyler and a guitar. And then we found these guys just a couple months in, figured out that we could maybe be a rock band too. So we've got every other song is a string band or a full band song.
Yeah,
Give you that
it's-
idea of what a new band, what it's like finding your sound.
Yeah, the mix is awesome. Like you said, some songs more of that rock feel, and then next song, you know, I hear some clawhammer banjo in there, it's more stringy or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Great blend. Now I asked about a vinyl. I'm a vinyl collector, so once you eventually get those out, I
We'll
want
get you
one
one.
for sure. And who did the album art, by the way? I love the possum on there.
It's Collie's wife did all that.
Did she?
Yeah,
A lot
she's
of
real
color
good.
there.
She does all of our graphic design and all that stuff.
Nice. T-shirts and all.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirts and all.
Good deal.
Keep it
So,
in house.
where are you guys heading now? Like, what's the plan for this summer? What shows, of course, I'm sure.
We're planning on recording another project if it's going to be, you know, a longer one or a shorter one. But still getting those plans finalized. But for right now, we're just trying to play a bunch of shows,
Right.
see new people, see new places.
Spread out and maybe write in between a little bit or
Mhm.
something. Yeah. I'm trying to think that I saw. I guess this weekend would be the closest you'd be to me for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. We play quite a bit in Louisville. That'd probably be the closest one. We haven't really ventured too far up into Indiana.
Yeah. The scene here is different. I'm sure you know.
Yeah. It's just a much bigger market in Kentucky. You know.
Yeah.
Every
absolutely.
town has some place that you can play in.
Absolutely. And I don't know what the deal is here in this city, but like it's just not as popular.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different types of music. There's a couple spots, and those are the known spots to go. But even then, it's kind of niche,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I'm working out all that on my own to try and find the good spots and promote this type of music in this city.
Mm-hmm.
Because the music scene's good. Like a lot of bands do travel through, but there's not too much folk action mixed in with it all the time. So we got Duke's Indie who talk about a lot on the show. They're pretty traditional with their honky tonk sound, but they don't have string bands in there. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So. But I think I'm getting to them. I'm turning their ear a little bit. They're starting to let me throw some shows in there, I think. So that'll be good. So what you said, 3 years of writing?
Yeah, those songs probably within 3 years follow each other.
Yeah.
Of just sitting in your bedroom, screwing around, showing them to your mom.
So for you, what's the writing process about? Like you just hanging out and
a
just
lot. Yeah, a lot of it's just screwing around on a guitar. You find something that sounds cool, makes you feel something, and then you follow that feeling.
So is it more about the guitar like first, and then lyrical content comes, or sometimes you already just have like a napkin full of random thoughts that pop up?
Most of the time it's probably the guitar, which is like, you know, a chord progression or something.
Yeah.
I have ideas in my head, for a while of like what I want to write a song about, and then if I can match it up on the guitar, then it goes out that way.
Right. I was just looking at your hat, just kind of throw off topic a little bit. Who are you guys? All Louisville, or how many are from Indiana?
I'm from West Virginia.
How'd you get
Say it
here?
with some pride. We know you're happy.
Yeah, I'm from West Virginia. I came out here about 5-6 years ago for work.
So where do you live now?
I live in Indiana.
So you're a Hoosier.
No. I will
Or
forever and
Hoosier.
always be a Mountaineer.
Okay. We got some Wildcats, Mountaineer, and 2 Hoosiers. So I like West Virginia, by the way.
It's a great
It's a cool
place.
state. Appalachia and all that mixed in there.
We're finally getting out there this year.
You can play some shows out
So-
that way.
September?
September.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely branch out. So, with that progression, could you see like the lift after being on gyms and winning that?
Oh yeah.
Like I could see the numbers go up on videos and
For
stuff,
sure.
but I didn't know like physically when you're out and about and going to shows.
Yeah, a lot of people. We have people come to our shows that didn't know us before. They just knew us from being on
Yeah.
gyms, which is super cool.
Yeah,
It just
it's
helped
great.
us, put it in front of a lot of people that it had been took a lot more time or been more difficult to reach them.
Right. Yeah, there's just so much out there to see and do, and people get lost on the internet. I mean, it's hard to stay in front of the light where
Yeah.
people can see you.
But it worked out well. And then we did another video with Anthony a few months ago, and I went out to Wyoming, did one with Western AF.
I did. Yep. I did see that. Mike.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be going too.
Yeah. Well, when you play your songs, don't do those. Let's do something different.
No, he's only got like three songs. You get the same 3 every time.
So what's been the coolest part of this? I mean, for you guys, I mean, you're making quite a bit of noise and getting some recognition fairly early. I mean, some guys got to grind it out for 10 years before they start showing up on people's radar.
Yeah. Well, with the internet, if you push yourself the right way, you can get in front of people.
So
A little strategy behind
a
it.
little strategy and
I was
marketing.
gonna say there's a little undertone there. I mean, people grind for 10 years, but some people are around 10 years, but they don't grind. It goes both ways.
That's true.
And Tyler and I, luckily, both had jobs at the start of this. Not anymore.
Yeah.
That we could come home and we could grind when we got home, and that was our main thing for a year and a half. That's all we talked about and all we did, and we
Yeah.
had that other income. So, because sometimes I think artists, if that's all you're doing, you have to get that money somehow, and you might be in a situation where you can't plan your grind to be as successful.
Right.
Tyler's got a lot of heart in the songs. He's got a lot of heart going behind them too to get them out to people. I think it's obviously showed. Like you said, there's a lot of people that know who we are now that I would have never dreamed of talking to.
Hard work pays off.
Sometimes.
Yes. So, it's kind of funny when you being here before we started rolling. That you've actually been here to the shop. I always got to plug this place because this is my home. This is where my day job, doing taxidermy and selling trapping supplies and that sort of thing. So, you got any trapping stories you can share with us?
Maybe. Some of them probably not good for YouTube.
Depends who you are. Depends who you are. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time though doing it. I started doing it when I was in probably 8th grade when I was younger.
Yeah.
I have a family farm, 1,000 acres in southern Indiana, and so I had plenty of room to do all this stuff. We have a river going around it, so beavers, coyotes,
The whole I had
the
the
whole gamut.
river's like a
Oh,
highway for critters.
Oh yeah, it was nice. It was a lot of fun. We'd come up here, in the summertime,
Yeah.
grab some traps, some lures.
Raining acorns, if you can hear that. Metal roof. It's definitely pretty windy today. Surprised we don't have storms right now. It's been crazy.
It's been
Speaking
nice.
of storms, did you guys get any of that stuff that happened last week?
Yesterday was rough too. Last night around 8 o'clock it came through pretty heavy.
Yeah. Last weekend, down at my father-in-law that you guys just met, his place got hit with that tornado.
Mm.
All the trees are uprooted, but nothing hit the house, and everybody is okay. But it's what a mess.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And what's even crazier, back in 2005, they lived around the corner, and he got hit there too, and that one took the house.
Mm.
So how many people have been through two tornadoes? I mean,
yeah.
it's like another guy that should be playing the lottery.
For sure.
Yeah, right.
But everybody's okay, so that's the main part. But
Mm.
yeah, it's pretty wild. So what else can you tell me? What am I not asking? What is something I need to know about you guys?
I don't know.
There's some unique. I mean, Tyler before this group had never played with the band before. Like you just played on your own.
Mm.
Whereas I'd been around the scene. I'd played in a few groups. Jordan had played in multiple genres, and Adam, we basically stole him into this genre. I mean, Adam was well known all around town. We just sort of found him at the right time when he was between projects.
Nice.
I was playing rock and roll music, and kind of filling in here and there, and then I was kind of just caught off guard by this country folk music project, and
Yeah.
it was the lyricism and the simplicity of the songs that really drew me in. You don't really have many good writers out there that don't doll their stuff up. I mean, there's so many overdubs on tracks and everything in the recording world and everything, and with Tyler, I mean, even guys up there playing an acoustic guitar, sometimes they're adding licks in while they're playing and everything. And with Tyler, it's just straightforward, it's from the heart.
Yeah.
From my perspective, you can't dress up a pig. Still a pig.
Yeah. Yeah.
After a couple beers, it may look prettier though. That's for sure. But
He's
I
the band
don't know what that
manager,
was,
quiet. Talk like that. Oh man.
I can't. I gave up controlling the rhythm section a long time ago. Tyler's enough of a handful.
What type of music were you playing?
I have played everything from sludge metal to southern gospel bluegrass. Growing up in West
That's
Virginia.
awesome. What a mix.
Well,
Those two
see,
like side by
Well,
side.
that's the thing that people don't understand is like, well, why did you do that? The reason I did that is because in West Virginia, it's so spread out, such a traverse area that if you want to play music and be an active working musician, you have to do whatever it takes to play music. So if there's an opening as a bass player, as a sludge metal bass player, you take it and you go play music. And then something better comes along, or this fizzles out, or whatever. You expose yourself to as many opportunities as you can, so you can go indulge in music. And one of the most sculpting moments of my musical career was I took a job in a music store, Calvin Music, when I was 14, 15 years old. And when I went into that group, when I went into that store, I was like diehard 60s and 70s rock. Didn't want anything to do with bluegrass. I just wanted to try and envelop myself in music as much as possible. And by the end of it, the store owner's name was Louis Ball. He would always tell me, I'm going to have you liking bluegrass before you leave this store. I was like, there's no way. That's old-timey stuff. I don't want nothing to do with it. And before I know it, I was sitting in on bluegrass jam sessions and all this other stuff. I was there every Saturday, and it molded me into the musician as I am. And it made me incredibly diverse because I had that background in the 60s and 70s rock and all that other stuff, but I developed watching all these bluegrass guys and all this other stuff, and you see how much overlap there was. So you threw yourself into it. If you wanted to play music, you played anything.
Right.
And that's kind of how it was when I got out here. I put myself on Facebook on all these musicians groups in Louisville. I was like, hey, I just want to do something. I don't care what it is. And I played with a couple groups, and they kind of fizzled out, and I played with a group called, or I still do, Brady Evan and the Blue Collar Rebellion. And that was the band that was playing the wedding that these two were playing at.
Oh, okay.
And
Full circle.
it was full band with me and Brady. And then these two got up there, and you could see like the room was kind of dying. Nothing to them, but you go from a full band to a duo, you lose crowd engagement. So Adam's like, we should get up there. I said, sure, let's get up there. And we just played like the whole night and got the crowd back and had a really good time with it. And like, yeah, that should be, that's fun. We should do this more often. So, months down the road, they hit me up and like, would you want to do? I was like, absolutely. Don't even have to ask. Don't beat around the bush. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. And
it's all about those opportunities you're talking about. Just jump in anywhere.
You just jump into it. And they're like, we're looking for a drummer. I was like, well, let's get Adam. Adam's pretty good at what he's doing. So we pulled him on, and here we are. The
rest is history.
It is.
Mm-hmm. That's
Well,
great.
and Adam and Jordan are both multi-instrumentalists. I mean, both of you. What all do you play, Jordan?
I don't claim to be, but
Whatever.
I've done guitar work. I've done vocal work. I've done a lot of bass stuff. That's like the three main things I've done. I've dabbled in some like lap steel stuff and upright bass, and like I try my best to flat pick, but it's not the world's best, you know. Just you try and fill the spot that's needed, and sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah.
You don't do it the best, but you do it. You get somebody by, you know.
Yeah, that's great. I grew up on the transition of everything too. I started off with like, I remember like the very first thing I ever heard was a Billy Ray Cyrus tape. Like,
All right.
like before school even started, just achy breaky heart. The next thing you know, I'm listening to Boyz II Men. Then after that, I'm like listening to death metal and punk all through high school, and hardcore metal and all that. And then next thing you know, it's like bluegrass. Went to that transition towards like deathcore, then bluegrass. Like, what in the world is wrong with me? But
Not a
hey,
thing.
there's a lot of people that are like that. I've come to find out.
Yeah.
Several.
From the metal into bluegrass.
For sure.
There's a lot.
You play multiple instruments too?
Yeah, I played bass in a band called the Hops for a little bit. It was just a cover band. I played in a couple of cover bands around Louisville. Played bass and did some backup vocals and that sort of thing. And I did play drums for a while, but my thing really in high school was marching band. And for, I'd say 5 years total, I spent time writing music and actually teaching drumline, different
Okay.
high schools and that sort of thing, and doing contests and being a director role. So
That's awesome.
a lot of fun.
Adam put some musical names to all the shit that I'm trying to say in practice. Can we do this? It's gonna sound like this. And he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's a."
Crescendo. You know?
Whatever.
Whatever it is.
Sure, whatever. If it helps you,
That'll work.
let's do that though.
You play multiple too?
I really just stick around on that guitar right now. Yeah.
I was gonna say I know I've seen you on some fiddle.
Well, yeah, I played the mandolin in that Jim's
Or,
video.
I'm sorry, a mandolin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting ready to start taking some fiddle lessons just for. I'm more interested in learning music than I am an instrument, but I really got to focus in on guitar if I'm going to keep doing it for Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, the picture I posted today, you guys are not tintype.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot tintype on
Tintype
the
too?
side.
Oh, that's awesome.
For fun. That's
Yeah,
why
River City Tintype took that.
I looked him
He's
up. I
very
saw
talented.
that post, and I was like, I don't know this guy. I started looking at all his imagery. Awesome.
Cool dude. He actually wants to get into hunting. We told him last time we
Bring him
shot
up.
that photo.
I've shot tintypes in this room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I might let him know.
Yeah, let him come in. He can do whatever he wants. Awesome. You guys want to play some music?
Sure.
Do a
Sure.
couple songs?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hey everybody, we're the Hill Figs. We're here with Justin from Spin That Shit podcast. We're at Hoosier Trap Supply. And this song's called Lost Love and Home. Here we go. You remind me of a sunrise back home in Indiana, where the rains fall slow and the lightning bugs all chase us to our bed. Can you hear that old whippoorwill? His song sounds like a warning of the darkness and lies before us and the devil down below. In the rains they fall in springtime, they say for flowers to grow, but we don't need flowers as we count the hours and sit back and watch them all go. Do you remember the time that I told you how I'd always love you the same as the time we spent by the river, skipping creek rocks in the clay. Well, the water, it flows over limestone like a song that we once knew. But darling, I can't hear the ripples near. I can only listen to you. In the summer brings the sunshine to bake all the hay fields dry. And I don't need farming with you in my arms as we listen to that old river cry. And as the days got cool and the nights got long, we knew the end must be near. When you'd go to school and I'd find a job and we'd never end up back here. And the times got hard and the world got mean and the days couldn't pass any slower. My love for you didn't change a thing, it just got a little older. And the leaves would fall in the autumn and blow along the ground in the wind. And you got smarter, my old heart got harder from the cold, dark places it's been. And now the days fly by like the snow geese, too far to reach from the ground. The nights are long and dark and they cut the days apart without a chance of ever getting out. Do you ever dream of the river, the muddy banks and the old shale rock? I hope you can take it and make as you please and you're happy with whatever you've got.